13 of your packet. 5 cubes means 5 times 5 to 5 times itself 3 times. Times 5 times 5. That's what it can be converted to. So, okay. Negative 7 times 8 multiplication of negative and positive numbers. A negative number times another negative number equals a positive number. These are just some general rules. Negative positive number equals a negative number. Positive number times negative negative. So a positive number, these are all the possible combinations. Positive number times a positive number equals a positive number. So what we have here is a negative number times a positive number. Negative number times a positive number equals a negative number. So we know this is going to be negative. 7 times 8, if you can use your calculator, or if you know by heart, negative 56 is going to be your answer. All right. 15. Greatest. Common. Divisor. 24. What you want to do is find the highest number that will divide into all three evenly without any like decimal points left over or anything like that. So 2 will definitely divide in all three. 8. So 1 will divide into it. 2 will divide into it. 3 will divide into all three. 4 will not. 5 will not. 6 will. Divides into all three. 7. If you take your calculator and divide in each one, you're going to find it. It doesn't divide in all three. 7 doesn't work. 8. Doesn't work. 10, and so on. Actually, 9 doesn't. 9 does not. So I can continue. 11 wouldn't do it. 12 wouldn't do it. 5, 13 wouldn't do it. 14 wouldn't do it. 15 wouldn't do it. So these are all no. None of those divide in all three. So the highest. So 1, 2, 3, and 6. So the highest is going to be a 6. That'll be your answer for number 15. You just take a calculator and divide each one, see what the highest number is. That'll divide into each, you literally divide that number into each one of these. They have to divide evenly into all three of these to be an answer. 1, 2, 3, and 6, but 6 is the highest. That's what it asks for. Okay. $16. 2 1/3 plus 4/2 equals. Well, this is a compound fraction adding to another compound fraction. So we need to convert this into just a regular fraction, a numerator and not denominator. And in order to do that, you multiply the denominator times the whole number plus this one, plus the numerator. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So that becomes a new denominator, or a numerator on top. And the 3 stays the same. Now it's 7/3 plus, and we're going to do the same thing here, times 2 times 4 plus 1. So it's 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So that comes down here. 9 halves. Now, in addition, with fractions, you cannot add fractions without a common denominator, which is denominators on the bottom, numerators at the top. So in order to get even the same denominator, you have to multiply. We got to get these numbers the same on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'll multiply 2 over here. Two over 2 times this. And then I'll take 3 and do it, multiply it times this one. 3 over 3 times. So 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 3 is 6. We just drop the addition down here. Plus 3 times 9 is 27. And 3 times 2 is 6. So now we have the numerator, or denominators, the bottom number is the same. Now we can add these. 41. And then in addition of fractions, the denominator stays the same. 41 over 6. Now we have to convert this over to a compound fraction. 41/6. Because this number is large, the numerator here is larger than the denominator. It has to be numerator's lowest, and then there's a denominator is higher. So in order to get that, this is 41 divided by 6. 41 divided by 6. We want to get the closest whole number. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 is 36. Six times 6 is 36. Remainder, you can take 41 minus 31, the remainder is 5. Six over 5, 6. That's to get the numerator up here. And the 6 carries over. And you can check your answer by, to see if it's right, multiply this number by this one, that's 36. Just checking your answer. 36 plus 5 would be 41. Over 6, which is the same as this right here. So the answer would be 6 over 5, 6. That's how you work this kind of problem. Lots of fun. 17. 9 2 over 9. Multiplication of fractions is different than addition of fractions. You can multiply unlike terms. The denominator can be different. They don't have to be the same, but in this case, it is the same. But it doesn't have to be. I'll give you an example. 7 over 8 times 7 over 9 equals 49 over 72. So I'm still able to multiply unlike terms, but with addition, you cannot do that. With multiplication, you can. So this one here is 7 times 2 is 14. Just like before, sometimes you need to reduce the fraction, just like we did in previous exercises. But in this case, this has already been reduced to its lowest possible fraction. $18. Joy earns $5.50 an hour. How many hours? Work what you have to do to make $132. Now you take this, you set up a math problem. You make $5.50 an hour, so 132 divided by 550. Calculator here, guys. 132. It's 24 hours. To work 24 hours at $5.50 an hour to make 132. One morning, the temperature was 5 below zero. By noon, the temperature rose 20 degrees Fahrenheit and then dropped 8 degrees Fahrenheit by evening. What was the evening temperature? Well, it says you got to set this word problem up. It's first, it says 5 below 0. So it's below, so it's -5. And then the next thing says it rose by 20 degrees, so that's +20. Rose means if it had fallen, it would have been negative, but it rose 20, so it's +20. And it dropped by 8 degrees, so it'll be a minus again because it went down. What was the evening temperature? Well, plug it into your calculator. 15, it's a 7. 7 degrees above 0. It's all about understanding what words in the word problem means minus or addition in this case. Below is a negative, rose is adding, dropped is subtraction. Look at 21. 1 out of every 8 cars. What percentage blue? Again, it's all about wording. 1 out of 8 cars are blue. So 1 out of 8. So 1 out of 8 cars. 1 out of 8. So that's 1 over 8. And you want, next thing you want to do is convert it to a decimal. That was my handy helper there. I think she's got Ebola or something. I'm just kidding. Okay, 1 divided by 8, not 1. Is equals 0.125. And in order to convert to this decimal point into a fraction or into a percentage, you go over 2 decimal points, 12.5%. Or you just multiply it by 100 equals 12.5%. The answer for this. That's how you work a problem like Notorial 21. Let's erase this here. 2. How many inches? Inches. 2.5 feet. Well, you need to do a little conversion here, because 1 foot equals 12 inches. That's the conversion. So what you want to do is, how many inches in 2.5 feet? 2.5 will be also 2.5. It's 2.5 times 12 equals 25 inches. Be your answer in this problem. The biggest thing is you know, how many inches are in 2.5 feet, and convert that into a decimal point, 2.5. Just divide 1 by 2 and you get 0.5, whatever it is, 1 over 3. See, it's 1 over 3 is 0.33. But the actual conversion is 1 foot equals 12 inches. So 2.5 feet times 12, it converts it into inches, is 25 inches. All right. $24. Hector can throw the ball 50 3/5 feet. Lee can throw the same ball 48 1/3 feet. How much further can Hector throw that ball? Well, let's put Hector up here. He threw it 50 3/5 feet. And since you want to know how much further, the difference, which means subtraction, than Lee, he threw it 48 1/3. Okay. This one's a little more complicated. So we got 50 3/5 minus 48 1/3. Just like, if you remember, with addition and subtraction, with fractions, you cannot do anything with numbers that are not common denominators. with addition and subtraction. First thing we need to do is convert this into just a regular fraction. We have compound fraction here. So if you remember right, 50 times that plus 3, that's 250. Plus 3 is 253. You bring the 5 down. Minus 3 times 4 plus 1. So that's 12 plus 1 is 13 over 3. We still can't add them because they're unlike numbers for denominator. I'm going to multiply this times 3. This side by the 5. Uh, $253 times 3 is 759. 9 over 3 times 5 is 15. Minus, this is times. So 13 times 5 is 65. Over 15. Now you have like numbers. You can do subtraction. So 759 minus 65, 694. Over 15. And we get the fun problem of making this back into a compound fraction like this. So 15 divided into 694 would be let's try that. Wasn't very helpful, was it? Um, 3/5. Let's just drop down a fraction here, 3/5 minus 1/3. 3 times this side. Side. 9, 15, minus 5, 15. Equals 4, 15. And so we took care of the fractions and just shoot 50 minus 48 is 2. So it's 2, 4/15. Sorry about that last one. So just work on the individual fraction here. Multiply both sides. See this 3, multiply to 3 over 3, which is a 1, times 3/5. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15. This side multiply by 5 because of this here. 5 times 5, that's 5 over 15. So 9 minus 5 is 4 over 15. And then, of course, 50 minus 48 is 2. 2 4/15. All right. $25. 50% of a number 20. 50% of a number equals 20. What is 75% of the number? Okay. So 50% of the number is 20. So that's half. make it, that's half the number. If you want to find out what the whole number is, multiply it by 2 equals 40. And 75% of the number will be times, we convert to percentage, 75 over 100 divided by 100, or move 2 decimal points over, 0.75 equals